EDC or everyday carry items, things that you have on your person on a daily basis that you use every day. There are a number of different ways to go about this. If you're really active like I am, if you're away from your house, away from your vehicle often, then having these items are really convenient. And you know, I find myself needing certain things over and over throughout the day. Now here laid out is my EDC kit or my EDC gear. These are the items that I find that I need and I carry on a regular basis. This has evolved over the past few years and things have changed, things have been taken away, things have been added to it. And a lot of upgrades. One of my philosophies on EDC is I want to carry the best gear that I can carry. I mean, if I'm going to invest my life into something, the EDC to me is one of the best to do so, because it's something that I use every day, something that I need, I pull out. These are things that are convenient, things that I've found that just work for me. Again, your EDC is going to be completely different or different in some minor areas, but this is just what I carry. And hopefully it'll give you some ideas. Maybe there's some things that you don't carry, maybe there's some things that you do carry that you can drop off. Guys, I'll tell you, I trim it down to as minimal as I can and still fulfill the needs that I have every day. So we're going to take a look at each of the individual items. One of the things I want to mention though, you see the two flashlights. I don't carry two flashlights. These are just two separate ones that I carry, and I'm going to give you some reasons why in a minute. Now, three items that everyone typically carries: a set of keys, your billfold, and a phone. And of course that varies with different ones. One of the things I found for my keys, which was a long time problem, especially when I was carrying a lot of keys, is having a way to organize them. And when the key bar came out, that was a big plus for me. I've used the key bar for a number of years. Another option is the Key Smart. It's really thin and it makes it really small, but it's not as sturdy as the key bar. I loved it, and this is the copper, which to me is just really cool. Another thing, has a really strong magnet, so if I have my truck running, I can unplug this and leave it and use my keys, and I find that very useful. So key bar here, and then this is from Hellbent Leather. It's a carbon fiber billfold. I did have a clip on here that was titanium, and I took it off because it just added a lot, and I could slip my cash in here. One of the things I do try to do as well is carry cash. Have some cash on me at all times if possible. And of course my wife typically seems to be able to get that from me, so I have to keep tabs on this. But Hellbent Leather holsters, this is a great source for your billfold. One of the cool things about this is if I need a card, it's almost like I can just fan them out like playing cards and get to what I need. So this is something that I really like, and it's very minimal. Also my phone, of course I have an iPhone 6s, and with a Magpul case, and this really keeps it protected. And so these are the items though that that pretty much everybody carries. And I will have a list down below of where you can get a lot of these different items. Now next on the list is my watch, and for a long time I didn't carry a watch because I have a clock on my phone. But I just got tired of having to pull my phone out every time I wanted to check the time. And watches just really come in handy to keep track of time. And I really like having a watch. This is a Hazard 4 deep dive watch. This is excellent. I do use the BCM watch, which is a limited edition watch. I love it as well. It's a little bit smaller. And then I have the Reactor Griffin, which is still an excellent watch. I carry different watches for different reasons, but right now this has been an excellent watch. I'm getting ready to do a review on this. There are a lot of less expensive watches out on the market that are great. The G-Shock and the Timex Expedition and some others, but for a watch, I really like to have a good high quality watch. It's something that I keep on me at all times, and it's just one of the things I like to do. I also keep a tactical pen on me, and this is one of the Bokers. This is an older pen. It's the CID caliber 45, and it's a great little pen. Some people, they don't really care for the little bolt action right here, but and the way it clips into your pocket. But this was given to me from a really good friend of mine from Switzerland, and I just love this pen. And I need a pen all the time, but it also backs up as a defensive tool. And so, you know, to me, having a tactical pen kind of takes care of two different things. And also a lighter. Now, this is just a Bic lighter, and a lot of times I'll keep it. I do typically carry a Tohill lighter from Newmouth, and it's a butane lighter. And I just didn't have it with me when I was doing this. I think somebody borrowed it. But the Bic lighters just seem to work. And, you know, I don't smoke. I do smoke occasionally a cigar, but a lighter, I just find needing a lighter to be a big thing for me. And light and fire is a very important survival element. So it's one of those things that I carry for multiple reasons. Now, a good knife to me is one of the most important tools that you can have. This is man's first tool, and to me, I like to carry a good quality knife. I did carry the Benchmade Barrage for a number of years. I still have it, and I still carry it on occasion, but I do keep it in one of my EDC bags. But this is one of the zero tolerance, and this is the 0909. It is SV35 steel. It's a flipper, and it's just strong. And you can see, I mean, it's almost like carrying a fixed blade knife, and that's one of the reasons why I really like this. I need a knife all the time. I mean, I'm using a knife constantly, and also it does back up as a self-defense option if I need it. But to me, carrying a really good knife is just what I like to do. This is, again, something that I carry every day. It's something that I enjoy having. And so carrying a knife is just important. Now, one of the things I do not do is not carry a knife, ever. And one of the reasons why, and I always relate this story, and I think it's very applicable. I have a good friend of mine who is, actually he's in law enforcement now, but when he was a young kid, a couple of his cousins used to play a lot of pranks on him. They were older. And one time they tied him up in a tree way out in the woods, and they left him. And they left, and he was in the tree trying to get loose and got the rope hung around his neck. And he was starting to choke. And these guys were just gone. And he just happened to have a pocket knife in his pocket. He pulled it out. He cut himself free. Guys, I'm telling you, having a pocket knife can save you in a lot of different areas. But ever since he told me that story, I have never gone without carrying a pocket knife. It's great for opening boxes, for opening packages, if you're out in the woods doing whatever you need to do, or, you know, whatever activities you're into. But carrying a good pocket knife, it doesn't have to be this big. This is a pretty large knife, but for me, this suits me. Carrying a small little Swiss Army knife is better than nothing. So knife is super important. Now, I'm big on flashlights, and the older I get, I'm even bigger on flashlights. It just helps to illuminate, and definitely something that is important for EDC. Now, I've been carrying the S1 Baton by Olight for a long time, ever since they've released those. And one of the reasons why I have 4 here is because the S Mini is a brand new flashlight, 500 lumens for this tiny little light. I mean, it's just amazing. And very simple controls. One of the reasons why I like carrying the Olight S series. But the Mini is smaller. And the reason why I have both out is because I just got the Minis yesterday. And this is what my standby has been for a long time. Now, I carry it either a titanium, which is super lightweight, or if I'm going a little more dressy or I feel like I just want to carry it, I carry the copper. It's a little heavier. And the copper, you can see the patina starting to turn on this one. And it will turn on these as well. So this is going out, and then I'm bringing in the S Mini. Again, 500 lumens in a tiny, tiny little package. It's amazing what technology is doing with light. But these I get from Going Gear and Marshall, who's a good buddy of mine, of course. These are really great little lights. Typically we have a discount code, but because these are in such high demand and you can't keep them in anyway, there's no discount code. But these are just top notch. And Going Gear is a great source, not only for these lights, but also for that knife and for key bar and some other things. Again, I'll have all the links down below. But this is a super lightweight, high lumen flashlight. It's a little thicker than your little long stream-like pens, which, you know, if that's what you like, that's fine. But I like a little bit of this to be able to grab hold of it and to feel it. But the big thing is the 500 lumens is just top notch. And if I want to go again a little dressier, I can hit it up with the little copper model. Now for my main concealed carry. I do have the Glock 26 sitting here. It's something that I typically go back and forth to more than probably any other handgun. But one of the things I want to preface this is that I do have a number of handguns that I use in rotation. The HK P30S is one of those. The CZ Rammy is another. The Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. I mean, there's a number of different pistols that I do carry. But one of the things I seem to keep coming back to is the Glock 26. But guys, there are so many great options out there. This is not limited to one type pistol. This is just an illustration of the one that I carry kind of often. Otherwise, I'd have a whole table full of different pistols. But one thing that I definitely want to recommend is a good holster. Guys, I've seen so many people with just inferior holsters, and that can be a problem, especially if you need to draw the handgun or to keep it secure. For me, I like an inside the waistband holster, and I particularly like leather. I know there's a lot of great Kydex offerings out there, and I use different Kydex holsters as well. But I seem to always go back to leather because it's so soft and it secures the handgun. One of the things about leather, though, is you've got to be careful with sweat and perspiration getting onto your gun. And so having a good finish is important, but that is one thing you need to watch, especially in hotter weather. But this is the Jackson Leatherwork inside the waistband holster. These things are excellent. I have a lot of holsters from Jackson Leatherwork because number one, I love leather. Number two, John Jackson is a master at leather. And so this is a big thing for me. I like the sound of the leather. I like the smell of the leather. I just like it. But one of the big things about the Glock 26 is that it's small, but yet I can carry standard capacity magazines. This is a Model 19 factory magazine, or I can carry a 17. So it kind of gives me some options where if I'm carrying a single stack, I'm limited to another 6 or 7 rounds for my magazine. This gives me 15 or 17 or 33 for that matter. But one of the things I've added, because typically I just throw this in my back pocket and I'm fishing around for it. Sometimes I will put it in my leather sheath, which works fine, but it just seems to be most of the time I'll leave it and just stick this in my back pocket. That's not a good option. Throwing these things in your back pocket, they can get sideways, they can get upside down, and if you ever need this, you're going to need to get to it. And so something I've just come across is this extra carry mag carrier. And what I really love about it is that my magazine goes down in it. It is Kydex, but then it slips into your pocket, inside your waistband or in your pocket with this little clip. So it's just like carrying a pocket knife. And I think that is a really cool system. This is something that I'm just really checking out, but so far I love it. And it really keeps your magazine orientated in the right place. It's unobtrusive, you don't even notice it. And so this is my primary concealed carry. But this is my backup, or it's my light carry. It's according to what kind of situation I'm in. But one of the things that's kind of funny about this little C-Camp 32 is that I slip this in my pocket, and honestly guys, I don't know it's there. I mean, it just slides down in. I have this nice Jackson Leatherwork, again, inside the pocket holster. This is ostrich leg, so it is a exotic leather, and just again, look, I mean, the beautiful work on this holster is just fantastic. But it slips down in here, covers the trigger, and guys, I'm telling you, it's in my pocket. I don't even know it. And then if I need it, it has this little hook, and so it doesn't draw the holster out when you're pulling the pistol. But the gun just comes right out. It naturally comes out of my front pocket. Now, if I have jean pockets, you know, it's a little tighter, but not a whole lot. But if I'm wearing khakis or shorts, it's really simple to bring this out. What I love about this option is that sometimes I'm carrying and the way I'm dressed, I can't carry a holster comfortably. I mean, I can carry it, but I'm always thinking about it. It's on my mind, and I might want to be a little more deep cover. One of the things about this is it's just tiny and it's easy to carry. What's really cool is here I have a baby Browning in 25. It's not much larger than this little baby Browning, and yet it's 32 over 25 ACP. So this to me has been one of the big changes for me for my EDC. I just carry it every day, whether I'm going anywhere or not. I'm around the house, and it's really easy. And when I'm going out with the dogs or doing something, this is already in my pocket. I just walk out. I don't have to worry about it. But previously, I had my LCP as my deep cover carry. But you can see that this is considerably larger, and yet this is really very easy to shoot, which the LCP is 380, so it makes it a little bit more. But I've really gone to the C-Camp. Yeah, the C-Camp's quite a bit more expensive than your LCP. Now, the LCP in itself, I love it. And here I have a Cayman pocket holster, and you can get just plain leather pocket holsters from Jackson Leather Works. So these are more expensive, but just getting the plain Janes work just as well. I wear these every day. I carry this. I like to have what I like. But another thing that I do with my LCP and will do with the C-Camp is a ankle holster. Especially in the wintertime, I've got it on my ankle. And this is a really great way. In fact, it's one of the preferred ways I like to carry the LCP, because it can be down there where nobody's really paying any attention, and it makes it really nice. And this is one of the DeSantis Apaches, and this is a super comfortable holster. I talked about this on my last EDC. Has this sheepskin in here against your leg, makes it super comfortable, and guys, I'm telling you, you don't even know it's there. So it's one of the things about having a good pistol and having the right size. There's a lot of different options out there. I'm not trying to sell you on any one option as far as pistols, but pick something that fits you, that fits your lifestyle, and that's the way to go. But Jackson Leatherwork, that's a great source for really good leather. And they do also make an extra carry magazine pouch for your LCP. Fits right in here, and this is really small. But to me, Talon grips are a must on the LCP. It really makes this much more comfortable to shoot, and just a really good product. I love Talon grips. In fact, I had some different kind of grips on my Model 26, and I'm getting ready to put Talon grips on it. Having a good gun belt is critical if you're carrying concealed carry, and it's one of the things that I really like, a good sturdy gun belt. There's a number of companies out there that are making belts, whether it's leather or different synthetic materials. Find the right belt that's comfortable for you. This is a bull leather belt from DowTechForce.com. I've been using these belts for 10 years. This belt right here, in fact, I've got one of my older belts that I still, when I first started using DowTechForce.com bull leather belts, I still have that original belt, and it's my most comfortable. But I thought I'd bring out this one that I've been really using pretty heavily. But this is super strong. It's going to give you a great platform around your waist to put all of your gear and hold your pants up. But much better than a standard dress belt, and they come in a lot of different colors, of course, with black and different things. So DowTechForce.com, I'll have the links below for it. But I've been a big fan of their leather belts for years, and I'll tell you guys, I have a testimony that these things do what they say. They hold up just unbelievably well. Of course, one thing that I definitely don't want to leave out are my reading glasses, and that's just one of the things, the older I get, the more I need. Now, one thing I do want to mention is the lack of a multi-tool. I just don't find that I use a multi-tool enough to carry it on an everyday basis. I do have multi-tools in my truck, I have them in my shop at home, and I can get to them, but it's just one of the things that I don't carry on my person. I've done it in the past, even some of the smaller ones, and I typically end up leaving them where they are right now. And the total weight of this is 6 pounds. So that means that every night when I go to bed, I lose 6 pounds. Now again, EDC is as individual as you are. Everyone has different needs, different preferences, their lifestyle's different. So down in the description below, just leave a list of the things that you carry. It may be a very minimal list. It may be more than what I carry. which I kind of doubt, but I always find myself needing a lot of different items. And guys, I'll tell you, if it's something that I just don't use that much, I don't carry it in my EDC. That's one of the reasons why I don't carry a multi-tool. I have those available around me, and if I need tools or if I need something, I've got it at hand, but I just don't keep it on my person, because typically a real sensible multi-tool weighs more than I'm willing to carry. Yeah, there are some really small multi-tools, but this is just my choice. And again, for you, you're going to have your choices. So putting together an EDC for your everyday carry, thumbs way up. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. A lot of us have different kind of styles, I don't know, that we have on our persons that we find. So there's a lot of different setups, or what they may, EDC or everyday carry items. Next year it'll be completely different. But EDC is ever evolving. Oh wow, I'm on video.